Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We've now got issue 54 of Hachette Build the Titanic. In this one we are building funnel 3 now. The funnel has been fun and games for a lot of you because we have to use these very tiny screws. You got to wrap the cover around and hold it in place and screw. It can be a nightmare. So my advice would be, if you need to, use some masking tape. Fit your cover, tighten it up, wrap some masking tape around it. Once you've got a couple of screws in on one side, get another one on the other side just to hold it in place. Then you can put your rest in and tighten them up. Don't tighten them up straight away. Don't try and do that. Just try and get it to hold. Once you've got that, you should be all right. The other tip I would give you, if you need it, is make an edge. Use some thick string, some yarn, some whatever it is, to make almost like a barrier. So if any of these little screws go rolling off, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay where they are, so you can see them. Because if you lose these little screws, they're gone. It's going to be a nightmare to try and find them. But it'll be all right. We'll get through it. So we're building funnel 3 in this one, but at the end of this one, if you're sticking around for our Titanic talk, we're going to be talking about funnel 4. What was funnel 4? What was it used for? Why was it there? And just all about it, because it's a very odd story of funnel 4. But let's get into this. Let's get this funnel built, and fingers crossed, it's going to be it's not going to be too difficult. But definitely modeling goggles. If you've got them, use them. Okay, so let's take a look at what we get with issue 54. Let's get this one open. Now, hopefully, because this is the third time we've done this, it should get a little easier, I hope. Right, so we've got this. Another envelope. Those miniature screws, man. Brutal. Normal size screws. An extender cable. Yep. So it has been a while since we've done one of these. I want to say it's nearly a year since we built a funnel. But I remember it not being fun. And I know from the groups and whatnot, a lot of you do not enjoy building these funnels. Don't blame you. That's weird. This one was come assembled. Okay. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now. Yep. Okay. That's what's going to cause us the fun. And what have we got in this one over here? I would imagine more. Yeah. The whistles. Is there anything else? Yeah, there is. Make sure you get everything out of here. Okay, I've got the collar. More. Okay, that one's empty. Now, a lot of you as well said you had problems getting your smoke generator out when you assembled this. They actually didn't take the generator out. The reason why I think a lot of you had that problem is because what they're going to ask us to do is glue a bunch of these parts to the outside. I think what happened was your glue was seeping through and grab it onto the generator. So a bit of a shove and it came out. But don't put smoke generators in until you've glued all this stuff in place here. I mean, we're not making the generator to the next one, so it shouldn't be a problem. But let's take a deep breath and get this one built. Okay, so we don't need this piece, just this piece. And we're going to take our collar, and this slit here is going to line up with the slits here. So that's going to go over there like so. And then this is where the squeeze happens. Right, so we are just going to focus on one side. And all I want to do is get a couple of screws in to hold this in place. Now, I use and advise everybody wear a PHO. That's what I use. For 99% of the build, I use a PHO. It fits everything. But for the tiny screws involved in this one, I go down a size and I go for the PH00. You can see there? So it's just a smaller head, and that's what I use, and I find that works. So I mean, again, any tip I can give you to make this just a little bit easier, I'm going to give you. Now, 3 screws go in this side. Don't make the mistake I made when I made my second funnel and just banged in every single screw in there I could. I want something to put these screws in. You know what? It'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be okay. Right. These are tiny. These are like smaller ones that hold my glasses together. But we're going into plastics. There's no need 3-in-1 these. But none of these small. There we go. So you can see with my pH. Oh, it does hold it in place. So let's try and get these screws in. Where are we going? Okay, we're going to try and get one in here. Wow. There must have been an easier way to do this. But this is how they chose to do it. There we go. We got the bite. So now I'm in, right? So that's held on that side. I'm going to put the other two in. So the where we're going on this one is we put one in just next to this here, and we put one in right at the bottom. So I'm going to go directly to the other end. That's where I'm going. Am I going to go for the middle? Let's go for the middle. Let's go for the middle. Ever so slowly till you get that biting point. There we go. We're getting there. It's side 2 that the fun's going to come. So I'm not being lulled here. I'm not thinking, hey, this is going quite smooth. I'm no fool. I may be an idiot, sir, but there's one thing I'm not, sir, and that is an idiot. Right, let's try and get this one in. There we are. So that's that side in. Okay, so this is where it gets tough. When you've got to pull this right round and try and get these to hold. This is where I'm saying if you need to, use some masking tape to hold this. But let's... I should take my own advice, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try and do this neat. No, there's no way. Wow, that is tight. Masking tape. Let's masking tape this up. Right, so there we go. We're taped up. I don't have to worry about, putting all the pressure on it now. I'm going to push this down a little bit to get these to line up, but it shouldn't be as severe. He hopes, he says, he prays, he dreams. Right. There we go. There we go. Right, so we do that one. Now we're going to go to the other end and we're going to do the bottom. May the odds be ever in your favour for this one, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a bit of a bugger. I don't mind telling you. There we go. Right, so now we've got top and bottom in. Let's get our masking tape off. And that should make the middle a little easier, I hope. And voila. And there we have it. No screw heads lost. It's done. It's tight. It's snug. I've put that one in the wrong bloody hole I've just seen. But hey, you know what? It served the purpose. It worked. It held for us. So that's good. So we can take that one out and put it in the right hole. But that served its purpose. I mean, Christ, that might be an easier way to do this to get it to hold. God, these screws are so bloody small. They shouldn't skimp us on these as well. They give you one spare on these. I'm like, well, he's terrified you're going to run out. Give us 20 of these things. All right, let's get this one in the right hole. There we go. Now we're in. Now we're good. Now we're uniform. Now we're there. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so the next parts we need are the top of the funnel, and we also need the stay collar, which is this one here. So we're going to pop that on there. Now either I've repressed the memory of the last two funnels, or this funnel just seems a lot tighter than the first two. Don't know why that is. Now, you've got one hole and you've got 3 holes on here. So taking those 3 holes there, this side of the funnel is where that's going to go. So we're going to slot this one in. There we are, like so. And now we're ready to start adding some of these embellishments to it. And the first one we're going to add is the staircase, basically the balcony part. And this is going to glue in, I believe. Yeah, it is, if I remember rightly, we glue. It's going to fit in here. And we're going to glue that one in place. So I'll get that glued up and I'll get that done. Okay, so that's that one glued together. Next thing we're going to do is take this piece here. And this is the one with the holes. The other one, similar to this, does not have holes on it, so it's easily identifiable. Then we're going to take this piece here, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a tiny amount of glue to the pins of these. When I say tiny, I mean tiny, don't go mad. And then we're going to glue this piece to this piece. So I'm going to get that done. So that's that one glued together. Now this has got 3 pins, 1, 2, 3. It is going to fit here. So you're going to go in there, there and there. Whoop. Now I remember this being awkward on the first 2. You're just going to have to find the sweet spot. There we go. That's how that one's going to go in. And you're going to put, again, touch of glue on your pins to hold it in place, because again, this will be... My concern with this one is normally a good don't go mad on glue, but because you're pulling things in and out of here with smoke generators, glue them, secure them, that's what you need to do. So I'm going to glue that one and then we'll move on. Okay, so that one's glued in place, and then what I've done is I've taken the ladder, as you can see, and it drops into these 3 holes here for those pins, and at the top it slots in there, and just a touch of glue, don't go mad, you don't want glue all over this thing, holds in place. And it's holding quite lovely as well. The final thing we have to do to this funnel is this piece here, and this is going to fit in these 3 holes, and this one should be the simplest of everything we've got to fit to this, and it is. Again, just a touch of glue on those pins and hold that one in place. And there we have our funnel complete. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our extension cable here, we're going to unravel it, straighten it out. There we go. Now which part goes where? So yeah. Okay, so there we go. So the part marked K3 is going to feed through the... No, that's mad. They're saying to feed that through the top and feed at the bottom. Don't do that, it'll take bloody ages. Go for the large part there. That's the female extension. And just poke that through. Don't go the other way. That's nuts. Why would you do that? That almost seems sadistic. Like, here's a way to make this much harder for yourself. No, just go through the bottom like that. There you go. Put it straight through. Christ, why would they say go through the top? That's insane. Right, so that's that one in place. Right. Then bring the end of the extension out of the hole at the base of the funnel, then thread the end of the extension into the hole in the base of the 3rd funnel. So let's bring our base over here. We're going to thread through there. So what we're going to do is we are going to go, yep. So look, see. Okay, we're coming through here. That's what they're saying to come through. So this section here is where they want us to go through. So we'll take that one and we're going to go straight through. He says, go that snug. All right, there we go. Let's pull that one through. And let's get our funnel on. Yes. Yes. Okay, there we are. Let's pull that through. And then we're going to hold this in place with 2 AP screws. Yep, that's right. That's exactly what it needs to be. Wow, I was expecting more than that. Now, we got a lot of AP screws, which just be hold on to these. Don't think these are spares. This suggests you'll need these in an upcoming issue, because if they've given you that many, I'm only putting 2 in, yeah, don't be fooled. Do not be fooled, all right? They're definitely going to say, use your AP screws from issue 54, you know, and probably issue 88 or something. So don't lose your AP screws. And we go. Okay, now again, plastic into plastic. No need to use 3-in-1 oil here. That's 1 in place. And get the wire out the way. That's 2 in. And there we are. There is our funnel. Touch the base. So that's funnel 3 complete. Relatively painless. I think we're becoming old hands at the funnels now. Let's pull that wire through so we can hide that. Move a little bit, tuck it out because we want to be able to get to it. There we are. That's it done. Simple enough. Let's have a chat. So that's that one complete. It was relatively painless. I didn't use my modelling goggles. I just used my my very Ipcris far glasses to do it. So it wasn't so bad. And again, I know they're a nuisance. Those screws are a nuisance. So don't pull your screws out everywhere. Just take 1 screw at a time. Magnetize the end of your screwdriver. That helps a lot. And do as I do, you know. So screw the one in so it holds it in place. Masking tape up to hold it. It won't hold it completely where you need to be, but it releases the amount of pressure you've got to put on whilst trying to do a screw. Just makes life a lot easier. And it was relatively painless. Again, I mean, having done this twice before, we know where all those elements go on this funnel. So when it comes to gluing those to it, that was relatively simple. There was nothing complicated about that. But it's done. It's a 3rd funnel. That's what it is. In the next issue, we are building the smoke generators. We're making the 3rd smoke generator that's going to go into that one. There won't be a 4th smoke generator, and we'll discuss why in our Titanic talk. If you were just sticking around for build instructions, thank you for stopping by. Please remember to both like and subscribe if you haven't yet. A lot of you watch, a lot of you haven't subbed. We don't bite. We're perfectly friendly. So be a rascal, make an old man happy, and hit that sub button, and you're about to see all of the Titanic right through to issue 140. Which will be next Christmas. That's when we end this. 140 will be next Christmas. If you're sticking around for our Titanic talk, we are talking about funnel 4 of the Titanic. Seems fitting since we're building funnels at the moment. So the Titanic was classed as a 4-funnel liner. And I suppose it was. It had 4 funnels. And here are all 4 funnels of the Titanic in its glory. So it had 4 funnels, but it didn't need 4 funnels. This is the thing. So there's always been this debate about it's a fake funnel. It's not a fake funnel. It did have a function. It did have a purpose, but it wasn't necessary. It really wasn't necessary. So why did it have it? Well, because at the time, the more funnels you had, the faster it was seen as. So it was kind of like, I mean, it's like putting a spoiler or you know, speed stripes on something. It's what it was, basically. It was like, look, if we've got 4 funnels where we look like a powerful ship, and it screams safety and reliability, which, yeah, hindsight's a hell of a thing. So that's why it was added. So it was added to make it look grand. So all 3 of the liners, so the Britannic, the Oceanic, and the Titanic, all had 4 funnels. They just didn't need them. So it was kind of, it was like mock Tudor houses. It was, the whole thing was mock funnels. Just didn't need to, it didn't need a 4th funnel. So what did the 4th funnel do? Well, located directly underneath funnel 4 was a 1st class smoking lounge, where you could just go in there and smoke away and smoke it up. Cigars, pipes, cigarettes, hookahs, whatever it was you're into. And the smoke from that would go up. Also, what would vent through is some of the kitchen would vent through that funnel. So there was smoke and steam would emit from the funnel. You could visually see smoke coming from that funnel. Nowhere near what would blow out of 1, 2, and 3, but it did appear to have function. It just didn't need it. It was excess. It was opulence, which is what the Titanic was. And again, you look at it and you think, wow, the amount of money you spent on that and the amount of space that takes up, you could have bought probably 30 or 40 more lifeboats and populated that space with those instead, couldn't you? But instead, it was all about pomp and, you know, look how powerful, look how big we are, look how wealthy this ship is, look how rich it is, look how exuberant it is. And yeah, what a weird choice. What a weird choice. But I mean, places do it all the time now. You get vents on cars that don't vent to anything. They're just there because they look good. You get all kinds of things where it looks like, I mean, like the word turbo is thrown on a lot of things. Doesn't mean it goes any faster. It's just called turbo. But you get that a lot, and that's exactly, and Titanic was doing it right back over 100 years ago. The same thing. They're like, look how fast and powerful our boat is. Like, it doesn't do anything. It just looks fast and powerful. And the Titanic was a fast ship. It was. I mean, there's no two ways about it. For an ocean liner, Titanic was bloody fast. But they want you to just look at it and go, Christ, that must go some speed. If it's got four funnels. And that's why they did it. But what a bizarre thing. Also, if you are curious, if you're not sure where the crack happened in the Titanic, where it actually split in half, it was between funnels 3 and 4. So there's a good kind of marker for you about to see on your model. Well, it was here. If anyone ever asks, where did it snap in half? Because it didn't snap in half. It was like a third and 2/3. It was between funnel 3 and 4. So you get right in the middle of that, bang, that's where the snap happened. That's where the crack happened. So now you know. But that is the very short story of the incredibly pointless 4th funnel, which we will be building next month. Good luck with your funnels. I don't think it was that bad this time around. I don't. But it just felt a little tighter. I'll be interested to see if you had the same thing, if you found that the fittings on that one were slightly tighter than the first 2 that we built. That's all from me. We will be back very, very soon with issue 55, where we will be building the smoke generator for this one. So not a lot, again, this is the 3rd time we've done this, but we'll talk about the smoke generator as well. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. Please remember to both like and subscribe, and you can contact us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com, and I will see you very soon for issue 56. I'll catch you then.